What is up, everybody, and welcome to the STG-60. So this is going to be adding in the iconic gun from Wolfenstein: The New Order into Fallout 4 as a brand new weapon mod. So as you can see, the gun itself does look very high quality. This is definitely a pretty cool and interesting weapon mod. It does take a lot from the Wolfenstein gun, which I really like. It really is kind of different in Fallout 4. It's not like a lot of other weapon mods right now out there. It definitely feels like it is kind of, mismatched from a different game. Regardless, again, as you can see, the texture quality of this gun is right there, and it just looks really good. It looks very sharp, and it definitely has just a nice aesthetic to it, which definitely fits pretty well into Fallout 4. So taking the gun in first person, as you can see, again, I'm kind of just reiterating myself at this point, but it does look really good. We can melee with it there, and yeah, I mean, it has a kind of messy texture, which I don't really mind. I feel like it looks good enough for this weapon. Like, it doesn't bother me that, there's some like scratches and that kind of stuff going on with the gun. Sometimes that actually does bother me about some different weapon mods. Regardless, let's actually take a listen. It does have custom sounds, so listen to these real quick. And then it does reuse the handmade rifle reload animations. Regardless, the sounds, as you can tell, they're particular. I don't know how else to describe it other than that. And the gun itself has an extremely high fire rate. That is a 45 mag, as well as that reload rate is also extremely fast. It's like a very just kind of, it feels like it's going to be a quick eject magazine or something like that by default, but you can't actually change the reload rate. I mean, there's a smaller mag. You use a 25 round mag, but pretty interesting. One thing I do want to commend the mod author for, this see-through scope support right here, it looks awesome. That is an awesome looking scope, and I don't know, I think it's I really like this indeed. I think it looks really cool, and I think it fits the gun pretty well. Even on the gun, it's just in a very kind of unique location. As you can see, if I actually fire, it's really far up. This one has no stock. There's a few different customization options, as well as a longer barrel, but I mean, that's a large part of what you're going to get with the gun. There's not a ton in the way of customization. There's a few different stocks and barrels and stuff like that, but nothing that's going to kind of drastically change it. You could change the length and stuff like that. Regardless, let's go check out what other options again we do have. So as you can see in the weapon workbench, we do have some of the different options again. You do have just kind of the shorter one I was using right here. So first and foremost, you're going to have the two different barrel options, and this is actually going to like kind of be my biggest gripe with this gun, at least as of right now. And I think this is something that should be patched kind of ASAP. It doesn't do nearly enough damage. So we're using 308 rounds, as you can see. There's no different ammo conversions or anything like that. It is only going to be using 308 rounds, and 115 damage on semi-automatic is not very good for 308 rounds. I mean, a lot of snipers are going to use that same ammo type, and if I have to think, all right, do I want to use this gun or a sniper? I'm going to probably go with the sniper every single time, as well as 43 damage on fully automatic. Obviously, it has a ridiculous fire rate, but for 308 rounds, I definitely think you need a little bit more damage than that. I think what kind of happens here is, with too high of a damage, maybe the gun felt a little overpowered due to the high fire rate. And in Wolfenstein: The New Order, it probably does use a high caliber because, I don't know, it just seems like something that would come out of that game. Regardless, again, I think it needs to do a little bit more damage than this, maybe more in like the 70 range here, and then maybe here more in the 150 range. Because that is a pretty big bullet. It's a pretty strong bullet. So we do have a few different barrels, and so first and foremost, we have the short barrel here, and there's kind of two denotions here. So as you can see, we have like this thing, which I don't know what that's going to be called, but I guess not the receiver, but like the handguard almost. We have that, as well as you do have the barrel. So as you can see, these actually both change in length as you go through these, although the kind of naming here gets a little confusing because this is the long version, but that's the long handguard, and the long barrel at the same time. This is just the long barrel, not the long handguard. Regardless, as you can see, you have a few different options. They're all going to be pretty similar. The long one does look aesthetically similar to this, to the other ones, and that one's just going to be a little bit shorter, but kind of reusing some of the same textures. I personally think it looks pretty cool. I guess if you want to use, or you want the best stats, you're going to want to use this long version right here, which is going to make the gun actually feel a lot longer than it otherwise could. Then you do have two stocks, a short stock and a full stock. As you can see, when you put in that full stock, you get this kind of cool stock. It's very interesting. I'm not really sure like what the functionality of that is. There's like a whole piece attached to what looks like would just be a normal stock. Regardless, I actually really like the blue highlights everywhere. I think those came out really well. Obviously, it's a recreation of a gun from a different video game. It's not like the mod author was like, hey, I'll just include that. But I think the implementation into Fallout 4 is quite nice. Then we do have, again, these different scopes. You have the iron sights, the reflex scope, and then we have a regular scope, which is kind of going to just be a magnified scope. We're using Fallout 4's regular kind of implementation and a night vision scope as well, which actually I do want to say those look quite cool. Like I wouldn't personally use them because I hate using vanilla scopes, but as you can see at the top there, it does have kind of a cool aesthetic to it. So I'll put the reflex scope back on because I think that is the best. And then we do have a few final options. You have the no muzzle, or you have the compensator, muzzle brake, and suppressor. The suppressor actually reuses vanilla sounds. It's not like using the modified sounds with the suppressed variant of it. It's actually just reusing some of the vanilla suppressor sounds. Regardless, I think it looks pretty cool. And personally, I'm going to go with the compensator, I think, because I'm going to use this one as more of a DMR than I have the fully automatic one. But yeah, I mean, again, not too much with this mod. I think it looks really cool. The damage, obviously, if you're late in the game, have tons of ammo and don't really care. But I definitely think it looks and sounds quite cool. And yeah, so did I go over the magazine? There's a 25 and a 45. Regardless, let's go check it out in action. So back at my famous Spectacle Island battle, it's actually not famous. Regardless, I do have the two guns and a thick fog, doing something a little bit different. I haven't done a fog in a while. But as you can see, this one's just the one I actually did customize on camera. And then this one is pretty much exactly the same, just has a shorter barrel and handguard, just meant to be more of a short, maybe SMG style gun. So I'll turn on these enemies again. I'm actually using the HD texture pack in this video. So let's see, can you notice? Does it make a difference anywhere? That looks HD, right? But regardless, we'll go prop ourselves up here and see what kind of damage we could do to some of these gunners with this gun. They're actually kind of far away. Am I hitting them? Yeah, right? Oh, am I aiming with the wrong reticule there? Oh no, I'm definitely hitting this guy though. There's not a very satisfying, like I'm not getting a hit mark or anything like that. Not that I expect this gun to do that. That's not, I don't know. Yeah, but regardless, so we can continue to shoot these guys. Actually, see, like, is that the fog clearing? It might be. And I'll go down. Actually, no, I'll stay up here. And let's see, where else are they? So we're right here. Let's see if we can get a few headshots. Again, this is a really satisfying. I don't think it's actually see-through scopes because it just is like a one standard just reflex sight. It's just a really cool reflex sight. I really like the look of this. I imagine it's going to be the same one maybe used in Wolfenstein The New Order, which is really cool. I do definitely like the look of it. Again, I think it is a pretty unique looking one, but this isn't too much fun, so let's actually switch to our fully automatic one. Alright, let's see. How fast can we burn this guy down? Alright, so that was almost a full clip. It wasn't quite a full clip. I did manually hit R there. But let's go see where's another person. A lot of the comments on this mod were just complaining about the damage. So all right, that's not too bad. Oh, did I just kill both of them? That was a full clip, obviously. I'm getting destroyed though because just enemies. This lady's firing over nothing. Let's switch back to the DMR one. I really like using this as like this DMR. I think this is way more fun to use than the SMG one. The fire rate is just ridiculous. I think that's something I'd actually love to see in the future. Not having a ridiculous fire rate, and again, obviously having more damage. But I guess in this setting. Does her armor look HD? I don't know, kinda, I guess. So we'll finish him off, or her off. Finish him off. His head will explode in Wolfenstein fashion. We'll actually take a crouch here, and let's see. Oh, wow. How much do these guys hurt? Jeez. But yeah, just using it like this, I mean, honestly, I would love to see this with see-through combat scope support, and literally just exactly what it is right there, just maybe with a little bit of a longer, like 2 times, 4 times, and 6 times magnification, I think would actually be quite cool. And oh my god, did I just die? I didn't realize I had deaths on. Well, I guess that's going to wrap it up. I feel like you guys got a good idea of what the gun can do. As always, thank you for watching. I do hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you all next time. Later.